Ladies, I'm going to say it again. Stop taking care of your husband. Stop trying to save him. Stop trying to fix him. Stop coddling him. Stop enabling him. Stop trying to change him.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omaomi, aka Petite Diva. And this video is inspired by a video I saw online. And in the video, a guy said that women should stop trying to fix their husbands, should stop trying to save their husbands. And people replied him. So I want us to check his video and the response from women. Then I'll come back to share my thoughts.
Ladies, I'm going to say it again. Stop taking care of your husband. Stop trying to save him. Stop trying to fix him. Stop coddling him. Stop enabling him. Stop trying to change him. You are doing a disservice to you and to him and to your kids. As hard as it is for you potentially to stand by and watch him behave in ways that you know aren't good for him, in ways that are dysregulating for you and perhaps for your kids, I get it. I understand. It can be incredibly hard day in, day out to watch the man that you love make poor decisions, choose different paths than you would. When you try to tell and coerce and manipulate and control and then disguise it as trying to help him, ultimately all you're doing is hurting the entire situation. And the reason why you continue to move in those directions is because of your inner wounding, your need to control everything and everyone around you. Now, there's a positive intent underneath. You believe that if you control, if you direct, if you stand up in your masculine energy, that things will get done. Your husband could actually change, but it never happens and it never works. And listen to this very carefully. No man will ever do anything until he has the leverage in which to do so. He must make the decision to change, to grow, to transform, and to heal. You cannot do it for him. Or even if he does capitulate, if he does what you want him to do, he's not doing it out of his spirit and his soul. He's certainly not doing it out of his masculinity. So what's your course of action? Your only responsibility, ladies, is to make you your priority, to focus on your growth, healing, and transformation. That is my challenge to you. You can do this, and you are worthy of it. Drop a comment below if you want to know more. Your husband. Stop trying to save him. Stop trying to fix him. Stop coddling him. Stop.
So I made a video a little while back kind of talking about the same thing, kind of holding back and not being the lead mentally, emotionally in my relationship. And what I found that is when I stopped doing that, I don't really have much of a relationship left. And it made me realize about how much mothering and nurturing my husband and taking the lead mentally and emotionally in our relationship was really the glue that's kept us together. It's the foundation of our entire relationship. And when I'm not doing that, there isn't really much else there. I really thought that I was doing what women were supposed to do. Women are better at emotions and feelings, men aren't. And so it just seemed natural and right to me for me to take the lead there. I thought it was the loving thing to do, and I thought it was what a wife is supposed to do. But I also thought in doing that, that my husband would see that, and then he would in turn give me back whatever it is I needed. It did not work out that way. It's very, very hard to try to change the dynamic in a relationship when, again, you're the only person trying to make that change happen. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be the end of the relationship, really. That's really been hard to accept, and it's like a process for me to try to accept that and understand it. I'm still trying to learn how to prioritize myself, put myself first, take care of myself. I do feel good about that, but I don't feel good about what it means for my marriage. And that is something that I'm still going to have to work through. And to be honest, I'm really afraid. It sucks to think that you taking care of yourself means losing the people. It could mean losing the people that you care about. And it's just really tough.
Trying to save him. Stop trying to fix him. Stop coddling him.
When I stopped doing that, I don't really have much of a relationship left. I really thought that I was doing what women were supposed to do. Women are better at emotions and feelings, men aren't. And I thought it was the loving thing to do, and I thought it was what a wife is supposed to do. But I also thought in doing that, that my husband would see that, and then he would in turn give me back whatever it is I needed. It did not work out that way. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be the end of the relationship, really.
And this is exactly why, for a lot of women, matching their husband's energy is the first step to really decentering men and unlearning all of the lies that the patriarchy has been feeding you. Men have this main character at any cost syndrome, and everything they do really stems from that. That's why there isn't really much left once you start matching their energy, because they're not interested in playing that game. They don't want to be one of two main characters. They don't want to be a supporting cast. They don't want to be an equal contributor. They want things brought and handed and given to them, because that's what they believe being the main character really is, and really what it boils down to. A lot of women first discover this when they try to put their husband in his masculine, right? When they try to force their husband into his masculine, protective leadership energy, they realize that he actually has none. He is actually more of an equivalent to a helpless baby or a stubborn toddler. And you'll notice both in the video that this woman responded to and in her own response, she actually took the men's advice. Oh, you need to stop nagging your husband. You need to just let him take the lead. You need to stop trying to fix him, stop trying to change him. And she said, okay, I took that advice and now I don't have a relationship. Like, now there's really nothing left in my marriage. Turns out that that whole dynamic was actually really what was keeping us together. Me always taking the lead, me always trying to fix him, me always trying to work against his detrimental actions. You start to realize those detrimental actions were only happening because you were working against them. That was the goal the whole time. Once you start really matching their energy with all of their petty little like hurdles that they put there for you to jump over, they're not interested in that game. That's not a fun game for them to play, because that's a game that they will lose very quickly. It's a game that women can play all day. What's at the heart of that game is the forceful decentering of a man. That's the part that they really, really hate. As someone commented on one of my videos, and they said like, yeah, they'll let the whole marriage go to hell and they still won't be the ones to file for the divorce. Again, that's just their last ditch attempt of making themselves the main character in your life. You have to go file the paperwork. You have to bring all the documents and you have to be responsible for all that. They will use their children as pawns a lot of the time, pay child support and not see their children, or they won't pay child support, or they use like the visitation with the children as like some kind of a sick game that they're actually just playing in order to get the mother's attention back on themselves. It all stems from that syndrome. It's exactly why like women are figuring out that it's actually dangerous to tie your life to a man like that, especially by having children with him. And that's why a lot of women are opting out of both marriage and children, because they've seen how spectacularly badly these things tend to end when men are forcefully decentered, when these men's wives very rightfully decenter them in order to focus on a child or to focus on herself. A lot of these men go into a tailspin and they have this main character at any cost syndrome where they will become unemployed. And they sense you getting independent, they'll become unemployed because they're going to take, you know, the floor out from underneath you and they're going to turn you into the provider. They don't actually want to be a masculine leader, provider, etc. They want to be the main character. You need to really like understand. That's why when their wife starts making more money than them, they feel emasculated and they cheat on her. They view being the main financial provider, they conflate that with main character syndrome. And so they will cheat on her so that she has to stoop back down and so that he can become the main character again. This is why when women get older and start asking for more, start demanding more, they start asking, what's in it for me? These men will just leave and find somebody younger who is still under the spell of the patriarchy, still thinks that having a man in her life is like a privilege rather than a detriment, because to most women it really is a detriment. And by the time she realizes it, he moves on to somebody even younger. The tale is all this time. And that's not because these women did anything wrong, but demand something for themselves. Men just really can't stand that because they have to be the main character. A lot of women make the mistake of thinking that they're not being taken for granted, when really that is the easiest part for a man to do, is to take you for granted and also just toss you like a day old trash as soon as you are not fulfilling your main duty of making him feel like the main character in his life, in your life, in the lives of your children, in everybody else's life. That's why they get so mad at like a little inconvenience. That's why they can't be called out. That's why they can't handle other people's feelings, because it's never supposed to be about other people. It's always supposed to be about them. And women a lot of the times get so invested in this one-sided relationship that they mistake that mountain of investment and that mountain of sacrifices and things that they did for their husband like there's a matching mountain somewhere that he's like saving for you. There isn't. He's a black hole. That mountain is gone. He took it for granted. Like, He literally thought you were doing the bare minimum when you were making sacrifices for him and putting yourself last. He really viewed that as the bare minimum. And they get so mad when women figure this out. But nothing makes me happier. Keep it up, ladies. Godspeed out there. I love you so much. Mwah.
Now, the guy was saying that women should stop trying to fix their husband, stop trying to cuddle them, stop trying to nag them into becoming better, and that women should just leave their husbands if they are doing things wrong after they've tried to help them change, even though it will be very hard to do. The other lady was saying when she started centering herself more, when she started matching his energy, she realized that she doesn't have a relationship, she doesn't have a marriage. I believe that woman has been married for 17 years and she's just coming to realize that a marriage was not all that. Now, there's a video in which we discussed where women were matching the energy of their husbands for gift giving. Now, in that video, there was someone that suggested that women on Father's Day should match the energy of their husbands. So if their husbands treated them well, gave them gifts and everything on Mother's Day, they should match that energy on Father's Day. And if their husbands did not do anything for them on Mother's Day, they should not do anything for them on Father's Day. And that video, that suggestion, caused a lot of issues. Some men were very angry. They were very hurt by the fact that their women did not do anything for them on Father's Day. And a lot of them were calling that kind of action petty and everything. And in the comment section of so many videos, and even my own video, you will see where when women started matching their husband's energy in terms of what they gave them for Mother's Day, and even after that, the men were freaking out. Someone said that their relationship, the person realized that the relationship was not it. And some people said that when they continued to match the energy of their husbands, they eventually got a divorce because the husbands were freaking out. And after they, like the last person was talking about women decentering men, after they decentered the men, they just realized that they cannot stay in the relationship.
You start matching their energy and they're like, why aren't you putting any effort into this family? Why aren't you showing up for me? They weren't showing up for you. They weren't showing up for you. Why can they see it when you mirror it back, but they can't hear you when you're asking for it explicitly? Match their energy. If they're having a hard time understanding why their behavior is hurting you, that their behavior is not being invested in your family, when they see you not invest back, if that's going to end your partnership, it wasn't you. They were the one ending your partnership. They were the one who was not invested in your partnership. When you mirror it back, you are simply holding a boundary. You are simply just, it's not your fucking fault. It's theirs. You were the glue keeping it together. You were the one who was so engaged that you were making up for their disengagement. It is not your fault when you mirror it back and it falls apart.
So, yes, some people will feel like that matching a man's energy is just disturbing yourself. You are not putting value on yourself, that you are bringing yourself down to their level, that why should you be petty and why should you do that?
If you think that matching a man's energy is giving you power, I need you to wake up and realize that it is quite literally doing the opposite. The moment you start matching his energy, you have put him on a pedestal and you have completely given your power away. You have decided that getting this man to choose you is your #1 goal and that you're willing to abandon yourself, your needs, your boundaries, and your standards to make it happen. I also need you to realize that when you continue to engage with this man at all, energy shift or not, the joke is on you because he is still getting exactly what he wants. The ability to do whatever he wants, see whoever he wants, and then get access to you on his terms whenever he wants, simultaneously hurting you and lowering your value in his eyes. And by the way, my love, let's say that matching energy works and you win him. Chances are you'll have to keep up the act to keep him. So what do instead? You show up authentically. You define your standards and you stick to them. And if something feels off, you communicate with him. And then if nothing changes, you walk away with dignity because you realize you're better off single and building yourself than wasting your time on him. When you love yourself enough, you will only even consider being with someone who makes it clear they want to be with you and who is willing to go above and beyond for you to make it happen.
But some people have argued that when you match their energy, sometimes they might realize that what they are doing is wrong and begin to ask for suggestion to be better. And sometimes they don't realize it and start trying to complicate things. And like the last lady said, it might try to frustrate you so that you would be back to always trying to do things for them, because when you are not doing things for them, they feel like, oh, is she losing? Is she not interested in me? And because they feel like they are the main character in everything, they will begin to flip out. And if there are ways that they can use to force you back to continue to center them, they will do it. So matching some men's energy, especially when they are not doing things that are appropriate, that would make the relationship better, might seem drastic, might seem petty, but sometimes it might be the only thing that will make some women realize how bad the relationship is when they are not taking the lead, when they are not trying to do everything, when they are not the glue to the relationship or the marriage. So in a way, it might be petty. In a way, it might be the saving grace of some women in some relationship. Anyway, I don't know what you guys think about this whole topic. Do you think that when women match the energy of their men in their relationship, most likely the relationship will be over? Because most times women take the lead in everything, and when they decide they are not taking the lead, they might realize that the relationship is not it, or the men might decide that they would want to leave the relationship and go to another person that is going to make them the main character of the relationship. Anyway, I would love to hear what you think, so please leave your comment in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.